since 1950s, I think there was a time clock using punch card, but I don't know what is before that. I guess before 1950s, the labor laws are not so strong, so people are not required to pay OT or record and all that. Or possibly that they could be using paper, right? People come and work, they use paper to record time in, time out, and then calculate how much to pay the laborers or the workers. That could be before 1950. So I can imagine when they come out with the punch card, there must be a lot of excitement, right? Oh, I don't need to record anymore. I can just punch card is to capture the hours that I'm there and on a piece of paper to record in and out. So that was quite a breakthrough, so-called disruption to the old way. But time punch card, as we all know, there's issues that it doesn't recognize you. So anybody can get your buddy to punch for you, right? And it's quite common problem that you get your buddy say, I'm going home now, can you punch out for me later? Or I'm late today, can you punch in for me? You know, just because there'll be all the cards there that you just need to take card and punch in and put it back. So it's very difficult to check unless the supervisor is there to do a spot check. So punch card is great to solve the previous problem, but it also created another set of problem, that is the buddy punching. You don't know whether that person is the person or not. So then later on, the technology get more advanced. People invented fingerprint reader. So fingerprint reader, you cannot pretend to be the person anymore. You must be there to do the clock in, clock out. So it solved the problem that was created previously by punch card. But you all need to know also what is the problem with fingerprint. So when you go to the customer side, when they mention fingerprint, you can imagine the trouble, right? If you look at our fingerprint at the door, you will know the problems. Number one is sometimes you do a first scan, it cannot get through, right? You got to do 2 or 3, and then the door opens. And out of every 100 people, maybe there are 2 or 3 that fingerprint will never work because of wear and tear or oil or whatever. And in certain industry, also your fingers may not be suitable for these readers. That's one problem. Second problem with fingerprint reader is, if you look at the installation, you trace behind the installation on the fingerprint, there is a cable, a power, other than a power cable, there is a network cable that connect the fingerprint reader all the way to our switch in the room behind. Every company got to do that because you need to capture the data, and to capture the data, you need a PC running a software. That is typically behind the scene, but you need to connect that to a switch and then connect another PC to the switch so that you can then both talk. And it's not an easy setup. If you give to any company, SME, 10 employees, they probably don't have anybody who knows how to set up. They need to get the supplier to come in and set it up to configure the IP and all that to link it up, so that they can then go to the PC, run the software and check the in and out. Maybe the PC software with the time attendance system also can come up with a report. That is good, right? Report. But most of these outlets, F&B or retails or whatever, they have multiple sites, even constructions, multiple sites. So they may have fingerprint in this store, fingerprint in another store, fingerprint in Vivo City, fingerprint in Junction A, and etc. So they will have a PC all over the place, and then to collect the data, they need to basically go down to get the data and put together, merge Excel, calculate. So that is another set of issues. Last time we did some, before time clock, we are trying to make fingerprint reader even better to use our solution. Actually, when we first developed time clock, we only do it on the web. Like right now, you see, when you log into the web, you can see clock in, clock out using the web. But that's more suitable for office worker to say, okay, I will come to work, I log in, I clock in. So nobody knows my password, so I clock in, that's me. But there are some people who, last time there are some customers who were using fingerprint, asked us to see whether we can integrate. So what we did is we actually did integrated for, I think, one big customer. What we do is the PC server is sitting in the office. We write a software, put into the server. And the software will monitor every time there is a transaction, there's an update to the database. We take the data, call our cloud, web service and pass the data to the cloud. So that was quite a clever solution to say, hey, fingerprint, we still can integrate and have a real time. Right, so every time we clock in and clock out in the database, we monitor there's a transaction, we update our cloud so we get the data. Right, it works fine for a while, but after a while, we start to get problems like, hey, why the data is not recorded? Why data is missing? You know, all kind of issues. Then we went down a few times and say, hey, your network is not connected, your cable is loose, or your PC is not running, and things like that. All kind of issues. You got to go down and every time go down and check. So it's not sustainable because to support the kind of customer, you have 3 sites and 3 sites not working. It could be the internet problem, could be all kind of problem, and they still got to install fingerprint reader and all that. So then this idea came about that when Steve Jobs launched the iPhone, he said, hey, this actually can be quite cool. We can actually write an app on the mobile phone, plug in, because it's Wi-Fi 3G, we can actually instantly send the data without worrying about installing anything or network problem, right? And that's why we come up with a solution of this one. But then we have also had to capture the concern about identity, body punching. So we use the photo to say, capture the face. So you cannot get your friends to enter your PIN and punch in, right? And we also have something extra that fingerprint cannot do. That is a GPS, because iPhone happened to come with GPS. So we capture the GPS and send. So it became a very easy solution. You don't need to get technicians to lay cable to connect to PCs and then collect the data. You just download from App Store and then you have it running, right? Capture in real time, right, with minimum support, have it running. So one of the design considerations when we come up with how do we make it as reliable as fingerprint reader or faster and all that. So when we designed this, right, I told the developer, say, it has to be fast, reliable. Even without internet, it will work. Because when you go to customer say, hey, what happened if I don't have internet? Will I lose my data? Right? They can't afford to lose the data because time in, time out is a very sensitive issue with the employee. So the data must be captured no matter how, whether got internet or not. It must be fast because you may have a queue of worker coming to work at 8 o'clock. And then you cannot say, try 1 time, try 2 times, try 3 times, and then people queuing behind. So it must be fast. So the solutions that was designed is to store the data locally. So every clock in and clock out, we don't send to the cloud. We store in the mobile device. We stop there. Then immediately there's a background job that monitor the internet. If internet is available, you will send. If not available, you will then sit in the back database and then keep trying until the next internet is available, you will send. So you will never have a situation where say the Wi-Fi is not available, network is poor, then you lose the data. So it was designed in that. So when you store locally, the other advantage is fast. You don't say, wait, call the server, then server is busy, then you ding dong, wait a while before you register. So it was a decision to say we stop everything locally to make sure it's fast and it's robust, that even without internet it works. So you can try out that you can turn your network off and clock in, clock out. You don't see the data, but the next time you connect to internet, the data will be sent. Right. So that's one cool feature of this time clock. So it solved the body punching issues, it solved the fingerprint issues because you get the data centrally in real time. And it's as robust as fingerprint and it's easy to set up, no cabling is required. So these are all the selling points, right? And because we are able to capture the data in real time, so we also introduce some other features that typical fingerprint reader cannot do, like absent alert. If you're supposed to come to work at 9 o'clock, you never come to clock in, I can send out email to remind the staff, can send an email to remind the administrator. Right? Later on, we are going to enhance it to send push notification. After you clock in, we will send you push to confirm that you have clocked in. If you never come in, you can also configure to send the HR or the boss that this person is already 9:30, still haven't come in. So we can have, we are going to have all these other things that fingerprint cannot do. Right. So this is the solution.